All right, guys. Welcome to the Christmas updates. I just wanted to give you guys a quick video just to go over some of the calls I've been posting, some of the big altcoins I've been looking at, and what's happening with Bitcoin at the moment. So I'm not going to go too in depth in this video. I'm just going to go over some levels, just some price action I'm looking for over the next couple of days to for some possible trade opportunities on altcoins and Bitcoin. Also, I wanted to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. I hope you guys are taking some time to relax and refresh yourself, especially after the past crazy couple of weeks with the crypto markets. When the market's moving like $5,000 in a week, it can be like pretty full on. So make sure you guys take some time to, if you're gonna trade all the time, you got to take some time to enjoy your profits, and take some time to enjoy yourself. Don't just sit on the computer every single day. For the people in Melbourne, I know that it's been a bit of a tough year. We've been in that kind of extended lockdown, so I've been taking the time over the past couple of weeks to catch up with friends and get some sun and get away from the market. So I apologize to everyone that I haven't been as online as much as I usually am. But I just wanted to get out a bit and get a bit social. And over the next coming weeks, I'm going to be online a lot more, and I'm going to be trading a lot more. I've got like friends and family to see over the next week or so, and then after that, I plan on spending the first quarter of the new year just nearly every day on the computer. So be ready for a lot of posts, a lot of trade calls, and a lot of education coming up for you guys. But let's get into it. So I'm going to go over Bitcoin now. Right now, it still looks bullish. We have what looks like almost ugly bull flag or a broadening top pattern forming. If you don't know what a broadening top is, I've got it here on the Discord in the patterns database. You can scroll to the bottom. We've got the broadening top here. So it can work very similar to a bull flag. We have the straight run upwards, and then we kind of swing between this broadening, like megaphone type of shape until we break out. It's a neutral pattern. It can break either way. But when it has a run up like this, as you can see, it's got this nice run up. It gives us a higher probability that this is actually going to break upwards. I've also got this trading view idea. This was just a recent one. This was at 20K. We had a broadening top. I've got this idea. It kind of explains what the pattern is, what it looks like. So as you can see, this broadening top here was actually it kind of preceded this run to 24K, and it was a very good sign that Bitcoin had the bulls were in control, and Bitcoin was showing signs that it was going to continue. So now we have basically the same pattern forming. This is on the daily chart. I'll just also note now, I see a lot of people talking about the stochastic and the RSI saying, oh, we're overbought, we're coming down. It's not going to happen. Like, let's look over here. As you can see, the stochastic was overbought. We continued to uptrend this whole time, and the stochastic still hasn't reset. So in fast-paced, highly volatile bull markets and bear markets, oversold or overbought, it's not a guarantee of reversal. The price can just keep going up or keep going down, as you can see with Bitcoin here. So I wouldn't really pay attention to that unless there's maybe a confirmed bull div, a bear div, or a bearish pattern playing out that gives you a bit of confluence with that. You can also see over here, I'll just zoom in a bit. You can see how the blue line has actually crossed above the orange. So there's still some bullish momentum there. It's not bearish crossing, as you can see here and here. We actually had a bit of a bearish cross before the downwards movement came. So we don't have that happening yet. This on the daily chart. So just from looking at this, it looks like there's a bit more bullish momentum here. Plus we have this broadening top pattern. So this is zoomed in. So if we can see a breakout above here, Bitcoin is probably going to keep pushing. Now, this is just a really simple, quick chart. I've got some other areas I'm going to bring up. So this is just one of my basic charts at the moment. So as you can see, we've got this range between 22,500 to 22,700. It's been like the key support area. It's marked on the chart. While Bitcoin holds above this area, I think it's very likely we keep heading upwards. The confirmation of that is going to be, first we need a breakout above this little area here. We need to flip that area, and then we're going to push to the top. We need to see a breakout and confirmation of support off that as well. If that happens, the broadening top here is going to be playing out, and it's going to give us a next kind of target area of 25,500 to 26,000. So let's zoom in a bit more. Let's see what else we can see. So yeah, as you can see here, we're kind of pushing off this little resistance area that was formed over here. So if you're on the Discord server, you can go to support and resistance, and we have supply and demand flips. So we have these supply and demand areas, and the price, it breaks through, and then we're looking for it to bounce off the same area as you see here before continuing up. So as you can see, we're kind of pushing off this potential support and resistance flip area, which was formed over here. If we can hold this area as support, which is 23,600, then the likelihood is that we're going to push up to the local resistance, and then we have to watch for a breakout. If we see a breakout above here, it's pretty likely that altcoins, especially the ones paired with Bitcoin, are going to see more downside as Bitcoin continues to take up most of the market share. The USDT altcoins are likely to follow whatever Bitcoin does. So definitely keep an eye on this. I'll just go over one more chart. I always keep a few different charts just with different areas. I'm watching different levels, and it helps me keep track of things better. So this is my other Bitcoin chart. So as you can see, we had this like kind of ugly head and shoulders here. And we also had another one here that played out, I think it was yesterday. I gave the guys in the group a bit of a warning about it. Now we dumped off this head and shoulders down here. We kind of came back up. We trapped a lot of traders, a lot of long traders were brought up here. They got trapped. We came back down, and then we finally rejected off that head and shoulders level before coming down to the bottom of support. And now we respected that support, which was created over here. So as you can see, we respected the support. We've come up, we respected another support, and now we've come back up. And this is where it's really interesting, because this head and shoulders here, we're bouncing right off that neckline of the head and shoulders. So this is giving us a good opportunity for pattern failure. So if we can hold this area and support 23,600, which is also the same as the other chart I just showed you, if we can hold this area, chances are we're going to keep pushing up here and break out for the pattern failure of this head and shoulders. Now I'll just bring up the image in Discord. In the tech patterns database, I've got general pattern failure here. So a normal breakout, this is inverse head and shoulders. So head and shoulders is the reverse of that pattern. The inverse head and shoulders breaks out upwards and hits the measured move. In pattern failure, it breaks out and then it quickly comes back inside rejecting off the original breakout level before heading downwards. So in Bitcoin, where we've broken out downwards out of this head and shoulders, and now we've actually come back up. We've come back inside the pattern. So if we can hold this area, it's going to fail this head and shoulders, and we're going to head back up to 24,000 for a potential breakout. The bearish move is going to be if we lose this area, we come under and we reject off here, and then we're going to come back down to test the support area. The first area of interest is 23,200. If we lose that, then we're probably going to see a bit of a shakeout, a bit of bearish moves, and we're going to come down and test 22,500, the key support area again. So while Bitcoin is moving sideways in these kind of areas, I think it's very good for altcoins. I think most of them on the Bitcoin pairs are going to start to consolidate. They're possibly going to get some more relief, some more bounces. But if we break out of this top area, 24,300, I would watch out. I feel like a lot of altcoins are actually going to continue downtrending against Bitcoin. So that's my update for BTC. I'm going to look at Ethereum quickly. So looking at the daily chart on Ethereum, I do have a position on Ethereum right now. I brought on USD and Bitcoin. So we can see it's pretty similar to what Bitcoin is doing. It's just paying this kind of flag pattern. It's also bounced off a really key support area, as you can see with this blue zone. If we can see a breakout above here, a retest, and then a confirmation above this important area, then we can see Ethereum gain some more on the US dollar. But what's really interesting to me is Ethereum with Bitcoin right now. I think it's going to be a really important one to watch. I'm just going to go to the monthly chart. This one's a bit better. So as you can see, we've got this nice potential inverse head and shoulders. We had this little left shoulder here. We've got the middle, and now we've got the right forming. So on the daily chart, so you can see over here, we've had this nice demand area form. And eventually we come back down to it. It was respected. We lost it here. We lost it here and here. And over here, it was flipped to a demand area again. Over here, it was respected again. And now we've actually lost the demand area. We've kind of taken out some stop losses under here. But if we hold this area, which is 0.0247, if we can hold this area as support, and we can also break out above 262, there's the potential of this massive inverse head and shoulders here on Ethereum, Bitcoin. There's a lot of institutional interest on Ethereum, so we just need to see a bit more of a bounce. We need to see a confirmation above here, and it's going to be a really strong sign for Ethereum. And I would be expecting a push up to the neckline of the head and inverse head and shoulders up here. Then we're going to see probably a fake out. If we get up there, we're going to see a fake out. If the pattern's going to fail, we can come back under and reject, or we're going to see a confirmation of support on like a 0.382 fib, and then a reclaim of this area and a continued push upwards on Ethereum, Bitcoin. But just beware, if Bitcoin continues to push, it's likely this is going to lose this area. It's going to reject and head downwards from here. If that happens, the next support area is probably going to be around here. So just from there to there, it's probably going to be another, it's like another 10% or so drop. So just watch out for that. if you are trading Ethereum. Now, some other coins I've been posting about and I'm watching currently. Litecoin, I think, looks really good here. So as you can see, we have this really small falling wedge down here. I've circled. The falling wedge is also of an important order block here. If you guys don't know what an order block is, it's in the support and resistance area here. So this image is going to explain to you what the order blocks are, how you can use them in your trades. So basically the price has come back to this order block. It's bouncing off it. It's got a bullish pattern, the falling wedge. So you can see the falling wedge here in the neon blue. We've had like 5 swings between the pattern. We've broken out. And now we've actually come and back down to this blue area here. And we're painting a bull flag pattern. So that gives us a high probability that Litecoin is actually going to break out here and push up to this area. So if we can hold 0.0042 as support on Litecoin, I'm expecting a push upwards to this area at least. If we can flip this area, then we can start to get a lot of bullish momentum on Litecoin, Bitcoin. Also, one important thing to note is there's a lot of traders out there, they like to draw their chart patterns without the wick. So you can take the wick off. So it makes the chart a little bit cleaner. And we can also see over here, I showed you guys before the general pattern failure. So that was this image when a pattern breaks out and it actually goes the wrong direction. It comes back inside the support area, the resistance area, and then it actually fails the breakout. So as you can see here in Litecoin, we had this kind of ugly head and shoulders, and we broke out downwards and we started downtrending here. And now we've actually broken out of this falling wedge I showed you. We've got this bull flag, but we're also bouncing right off the neckline of this small head and shoulders here. So if we can hold this area, it's going to be a really good sign for Litecoin with BTC. So I have a position on Litecoin. I'm not doing any like crazy leverage trades at the moment. I'm just kind of buying a few altcoins, just holding them. And, you know, it's a busy time of year, so I don't have too much time to manage all the trades. So just keeping it pretty relaxed. And you don't want to, if you're going to trade Bitcoin paired altcoins, they can be quite choppy at a lot of the time. So it's best to just kind of buy them and hold them and just ladder into the positions with them. So that's LTC with Bitcoin. Keep in mind, if BTC has a massive run, it's probably going to take Litecoin down again to the support area. So I already had an entry down here at around 400 sats. So my entry gives me a lot more room to move. So you don't want to be buying like up here or something. See if this bull flag breaks out and maybe it gets a bullish retest, like it comes down here and bounces. That can be a potential entry for LTC. Another one I called recently is NWC, News Crypto Bitcoin. Now I said to buy it as it starts to downtrend. This was the first buy area for me. I'm going to continue to buy it. I'm hoping for the price to drop down to here, which is where I'm going to buy more. It's available right now on KuCoin and Hit BTC, I think. And I'm expecting this coin to be listed on Binance eventually. So it's more of a long-term kind of hold. So that's NWC Bitcoin. It's a pretty simple trade, you know. Just going to wait for the price to drop. It's probably going to come down here and then break out of this bull flag or falling wedge pattern. We're going to confirm off this area. And then we want to take profit around here and around here. Another one I called for long term is QNT. Now it's a similar kind of trade to the last one I just showed you, NWC. It's just a buy and hold. So QNT, if you don't know what it is, it's basically a program that allows any blockchain to work with another one. So it's got this thing called the overledger. So it allows different blockchains to communicate with each other. So it can be a pretty useful thing if crypto really takes off. So I've traded this a few times. I've posted about it. At least I post about it usually once a year in the group. Last time we posted about it down here, and it ran all the way up to here. So we're looking to do something similar. We want to buy, if you can buy under 40K sats, it's going to be a really good buy. But I'm still buying some just here, and I've got some other buy orders waiting down here. We're just going to buy down there, and we're going to look to sell around here. Simple as that. You don't have to overcomplicate it. It's like a potential free 400% profit on this long-term investment. If you're following my Theta call, now I must admit I got out of this one on USDT way too early. I probably took profit around here. I still had some on the Bitcoin pair, so I'm really glad I held that. At this current time, the market was like going sideways. I didn't expect it to break out this hard. It's probably been one of the best altcoins. Like it's probably given the best return on any altcoin in the past couple of weeks. So if anyone did catch the full run, congrats on that. I called it in the long-term investments probably 3 or 4 weeks ago. I called it. It was down here. So that call's gone extremely well. If you're still in it, I would definitely get out now. And if you're holding Theta Bitcoin, I called it just the other day. I called it down here. Yeah, just the other day I called it down here. It's had a nice 25%, 30% run. It's coming to a rejection area of head and shoulders. If it breaks above this area, there's a chance that Theta Bitcoin keeps pushing up to this upper resistance. But I think the chances are we're going to see a bit of a retracement here. Another one I called SXP. Now, SXP has not been doing too well. It's probably, out of all the calls I've made, it's probably done the worst. It's down quite a bit since the original call. I got stopped out of a leverage trade on this. On my spot trade, I'm still holding a bit. Now, what's going to happen here on SXP? We've got this falling wedge. It broke out downwards. We are either going to reject here now, and we're going to keep downtrending, or we're going to see a breakout above this structure. We can see a potential bounce here. If that happens, I think it's likely SXP is going to push back up to this important area to test the resistance. With this call, I called it for long term. You know, it was not like a 1 month or 2 month thing. I was calling it for like 6 months, 1 year. So I'm happy to hold a bit of SXP still. I'm happy to buy a little bit more down here as well. What else have we got? We've also got VeChain here with BTC. Now, I called this quite a while back. I called it down here. If you didn't take profit, you should have been taking profit up here. If you didn't take profit on this call, keep an eye on it. If it claims this area, it's probably going to keep pushing up again. Watch out for a rejection down here at around 74 to 80 Satoshis. If the rejection happens, it's probably going to come back down to the lows. Whereas if we claim this area as support, I think that VeChain on Bitcoin is going to start uptrending again. You can see we've got a lot of buyers coming in right now. We've also got a kind of bump and run reversal pattern forming. If we can see a breakout here, we're probably going to get some short-term upside on VeChain. it also looks pretty good on the USDT. It's got the same bump and run reversal pattern. If you guys don't know what that is, it's in the image, the database in the Discord, bump and run bottom. It's one of the best patterns to spot reversals. What else have we got here? I'm not going to go over XRP too much. It's having a bit of a recovery at the moment. We've got a nice bullish engulfing candle forming of this long-term demand area. XRP could actually recover from here, but I think there's much better things you can put your money in right now out there, especially with this bearish news. It could be FUD, like XRP could be all right, but personally, I would just avoid it. It's a shit coin. Everyone can see now how easily it was manipulated, so you don't want to be caught up in any other further dramas. If anyone is holding it, if it were to come back up to this area, which is 2000 to 1750, if we can claim support above that, it might see some more recovery. If we come back up to here, and you've been trapped, I would consider trying to ladder out of a position. We've also got Wi-Fi on Bitcoin. Now it's kind of bouncing off a little demand area here as well. It's very similar to VeChain. It's probably going to come up here, test this area. If it rejects, we're going to head down again. We also had this head and shoulders here, as you can see. We could also come up and test that area. If we reject from there, it's probably going to come down. I don't see anything that looks too good here just yet. Probably one to be patient with and see how the price action forms. This is Wi-Fi with USD. So as you can see here, now it looks pretty interesting to me because we had this head and shoulders here, and the head and shoulders went straight into an kind of, this is the inverse head and shoulders here. And we've also got another head and shoulders kind of structure here. So right now we've broken out downwards of this head and shoulders, but we've instantly had a reversal with a lot of buyers. So if we can stay above here, it's a bit of a risky one because this head and shoulders could still be valid. It could actually go up to here and reject and then come down. So it's a bit of a risky one, but depending on what the market does, we can watch out for some other signs, and maybe Wi-Fi will bounce off this area here. It can break out up here, and then that's going to give us an inverse head and shoulders here for a potential breakout and a continuation to this resistance area. So if you don't understand what I'm trying to explain, I've got the image here, the pattern failure. So we're looking on a normal head and shoulders. You can see the price at point B, it actually heads downwards. On pattern failure, the price is going to go back above B, and then it's going to, instead of coming down, it's going to just go up. So as you can see, we've got the head and shoulders. We've come down, but it doesn't look like we're going to continue down. It looks like we might go up again. So if we can zoom in, we can also see this kind of bump and run bottom structure on Wi-Fi USD. So this is a bump and run bottom I just showed you guys. So this gives us a high probability that the price might actually break out here. If we can confirm support of this area, it's going to be a good long entry with a take profit target of this area here. It could potentially even be the start of a larger breakout. As you can see, we've got the inverse head and shoulders. All we need to do is continue to increase in value from here up to here. And we're going to have a breakout of this inverse head and shoulders with a target of like 40,000, which is a pretty significant price target. So that is Wi-Fi. I'm just going to go over one last coin for you guys, something I thought looked really interesting. All right, so we've also got BNB here on Bitcoin. Now, this is a really simple chart. I haven't drawn many levels or anything on it yet. So we can just go over some areas. Now we've got a little order block there. And we have another order block up here. And we have one here as well. Let's go to the weekly. Just so you guys can see how I draw in some of my areas. And we've got this little one down here. So yeah, there's the, that's just the weekly and 1 month. You could probably go into more detail and draw your daily zones as well. I just want to give a quick example. We've got a bit of a support area over here. And we've got like one down here as well. So this is just a basic, really quick chart, just to overview the levels. So BNB Bitcoin, we've got this massive head and shoulders here. It's actually broken out downwards. So the chances are at some point we're actually going to come back up to this line, and it's going to be a really good short opportunity, or it's going to pierce through and it's going to confirm support, and it's going to be a really good long opportunity to see a breakout on BNB. Now, one important thing about BNB is that when altcoins are having like a bit of a bull season, the BNB token, it usually does really well because people are just buying it to get the trading fee discount on Binance. It is one of the biggest exchanges. So when altcoins are having bull runs, it does get a bit of attention. Until that happens, at the moment, it looks like it's going to continue to, it's going to be continuing to downtrend. But I will be watching for a potential of BNB to come to this area. We could see a nice short opportunity depending on what other signs the chart shows us, or we could see the the reclaim support, the pattern failure, which I explained to you guys before. Let's zoom in again. See, I can't really see too much at the moment. It looks like it could be forming like a bit of a bottom here, but I don't see any sign that it looks super great at the moment. I would rather wait for a confirmation of one of these more important support areas. Looking at the USDT on BNB, this is an old chart. I have not organized this. I've probably got to clean it up a bit, but it does actually look bullish here. We've got this clear bull flag pattern. I would say for BNB USDT, while we are above this area, $31 or so, it's probably going to break out and keep heading up. This is going to be positive, not a guarantee for BNB Bitcoin as well. If we can see, if we can see this kind of support hold, maybe it's going to come back up to this area. If this is claimed as support, maybe it's going to push back up to here, and then we can watch for a rejection. But so far, from what I can see, guys, it just basically looks like the USDT altcoins are going to follow whatever Bitcoin does. Bitcoin does still look bullish, but we need to have a bit more of a push and get above the 23,700 or so area.
My unhappiness.
While Bitcoin, while it ranges, it's kind of going sideways, in between these two areas. While it ranges between that area, we can see the Bitcoin paired altcoins possibly have some increases in value. Today, a lot of the alts are recovering. If Bitcoin breaks out above 24,300, I would definitely watch out on your altcoins, Bitcoin paired altcoins, because they're probably going to have a downtrend again. If Bitcoin continues grinding up, then the USDT alts are probably going to keep going up. If you guys are tuning in now, the video is going to be recorded. I'm going to upload it like straight away. I went over Bitcoin and Ethereum in the first 10 minutes, so you can just rewatch it. That's pretty much everything I'm going to be going over today, guys. So thanks for tuning in. Wishing you a Merry Christmas. And I'm going to be online probably later tonight or tomorrow. So see you guys then. Thanks a lot.